Hi everyone, you're welcome to Matex. I'm Omale Jeff Jojo, your celebrity mathematician. I want to look at this today. Indices. The last time I taught indices was 2013 at QIC, and I did justice to it. Then I was telling my students that they should smile. In mathematics, you smile and everything will be okay. Some of them are already married with children. But let's look at it. What is indices? Indices is a plural form of what we call index. Indices is a plural form of index. Now, what is index? Index of a number is the number of times a number is multiplied by itself. The number of times a number is multiplied by itself. For example, we have a raised to the power of x. The number itself, it is called base. Why this is index? It can also be called exponents or power. So this is indices. I said it's a plural form of index, and the index is a number of times a number is multiplied by itself. For example, when we have 3 raised to the power of 2, this is index. It can also be called what? Power. And this is the what? The base. Now, just as I explained there, the 2 here is telling us that 3 is being multiplied by itself 2 times. And this is it. 3 raised to the power of 2 is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is equal to what? 9. So this is just the typical example. Index is telling us the number of times the base is multiplied by itself. This base is 2 and we have the base 3. So this index tells us that this 3 is being multiplied by itself 2 times. So now there's what we call laws, because before we can do indices, there's what we call laws of indices. Laws of indices. Number 1, there's what we call multiplication law. That's when we have a raised to the power of x multiplied by a raised to the power of y. This is the same thing. When we have this, it can be written as what? A raised to the power of x plus y. This is the first law. Although there is no order in writing it, I can write them in any form, but these are the laws. We call it multiplication law. Then number 2, there's what we call division law. When we have a raised to the power of x divided by a raised to the power of y, this will give me a raised to the power of x minus y. The second law. Now there's what we call the third law. This gives me this. Then if I have a raised to the power of 0, a raised to the power of 0 is what? 1. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. Call it zero power law. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. Then there's another, we have the fourth one. See, if we have a raised to the power of x raised to the power of y, this is what we call power law, the 2 powers. And when we have this thing, what we do, it will be like this: a raised to the power of x times y, which is equal to a raised to the power of xy. You know, in multiplication, when there's nothing between 2 numbers, they are multiplying each other. So this is what we call the power laws. The two powers, when you have the two powers will multiply each other. Then number 5, that's what we call negative power law. One will have a raised to power of minus 1 minus x in this form. So what we have is 1 over a raised to power of x. 1 over a raised to power of x. Because this minus here will go up, and the a and the x will take its position without the minus. But there must be what? Division line in this form. Now there's what we call fractional index. Fractional index. Number 6. There's what we call fractional index. If I'm having a raised to power of x over y, this is the same thing as what? The down one, the denominator, will serve as the root. This is what? Root y a raised to power of x. Call it the fractional index law. Now number 7. What if we have a raised to power of minus x over y? This is the same thing as what? 1 over the x root, the y root of a raised to power of x. Now we have other one. What if I have 8? If I have a over b raised to power of x, this will give me a raised to power of x over b raised to power of x. You understand? Now still have other form. I thought that it doesn't have a particular way to write, but these are the laws. You may not see this in the textbooks or other areas, but try to grab it here. Then what if I have AB 9, AB raised to power of, let me say, y. This is the same thing as a raised to power of y, b raised to power of y. Remember, in this form, this is omutative for this and division. But when it comes to minus, it doesn't work. Oh, note, don't forget, note this. Note this. Note this, because there are two. A plus b raised to power of y is not equal to a raised to power of y plus b raised to power of y. A minus b raised to power of y is not equal to a raised to power of y minus b raised to power of y. Take note. Good. Now, let me give you another law. This is another law. If I have, for example, let me use this one. A raised to power of n minus a raised to power of n. Look at it. This minus a raised to power of n, a is positive if m is even. If m is even, a is negative. It is, let me say, it is a or minus a is negative if m is odd. Take notes. For For example, if I have e.g. minus 1 raised to the power of 2 is the same thing as minus 1 times minus 1. In mathematics, minus times minus is plus. So this will give me what? Plus 1, which is the same thing as 1. When you see 1, you don't need to add minus, you don't need to add plus, it's 1. But if I have minus 1 raised to the power of 3, which is minus 1 times minus 1 times minus 1, you find that minus 1 times minus 1 is what? Plus 1 times minus 1, which is equal to what? Minus 1, because minus times plus is minus. So once it is odd, it becomes negative no matter what. Once it's even and there's negative number is raised to the power of even, it becomes positive. So I've taken much example and I'll start doing justice to them with the rules I've given up to 9, 10. You can't see it in textbook anywhere. But I want to bring it down. And that is, you have do everything within your reach. Do anything within your reach to make sure that you attend the class, the next class, which I'll start with different examples. Then you can still write yours out. You can't see this in the textbook the way I brought them out. Take note of them, write them down, then welcome to the next class. Thank you so much.